Hi, everybody. Recruiting Animal here on March 4th, 2026. Yeah, I got the date right. Have you
I
been
love it.
following Richie Rich, our friend Tommy Pistachio Elascio, and his open claw experiments? For the recruiting field, how necessary do you think it is to do what Tom is doing right now?
Listen, the end of the day is the people that survive. To answer the longer version of your answer, or the short version of the answer, the people that are going to survive in recruiting or any other field are the ones that are going to embrace AI and learn how to use it and master it. You know,
Okay, look, I noticed like Tom, who uses AI more than most people, he's had some trouble mastering OpenClaw. It just like it's not
That's
like
brand
plug
new.
and play. Okay,
There's a lot of steps to it. I mean, it's brand new. You know,
no,
it, it,
people are raving about it. I see them as well on for
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
number.
It is because it does a lot of things. The problem with all these, there's two things you mentioned. Like one, the AI founders and stuff. The people that are telling you all the jobs are going to be gone are all the AI founders. All right, it's not. It's
Maybe
I,
they're in a position to know they're not just self-promoting.
maybe you won't know until you know. Chances are, listen, I've gone down the dark hole of thinking the world's coming to an end because of AI and robotics and stuff like that. But I do think it's going to be at least 5 years for it to have a meaningful impact. Because most companies right now, they're using AI, but they're not. They can't embrace it yet because of the hallucination effect, because of security issues.
Well,
So
okay, OpenClaw, I like the security issue is very serious. I think.
like I was using Comet. I loved Comet browser, but same thing. That had a ton of security flaws where it would hack into people's like bank records and stuff. You know, so it's I mean, you got to be careful what you're doing and what you're connecting it to.
Okay, so it's 2026. Hi, Alan. 2026. If you have not mastered OpenClaw by the end of the day, a year, and you're a headhunter, what's the consequences going to be? Significant or
I
not?
don't know if you need to master by the end of the year, but it makes you
No, really. That's it's 10 months away.
yeah, but it makes you more. It's going to be productive. It's just another tool.
So, as I said, Tom started off with sourcing. He blew us away with this deep research plugin on Typing Mind. Then he went to Manus and blew us away with that. Now he's moved from Manus to OpenClaw. And I asked him why. He said Manus is too expensive. Rich has used Manus. Did you find it as problematic?
No, I mean Manus is really good. I mean, they all add up. That's the problem, and it. I don't have the time to spend to build all this stuff out to the depth that Tom's doing. But Manus was good. I think Manus also was a Chinese. Isn't Manus a Chinese-run company?
Yeah,
too?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get down to the real stuff again, okay? This AI stuff, you guys give vague answers. Rich says, okay, this is from Rich, who's right in front of us, and it's
All
down
right.
to earth stuff. He said recruiting is like being an old guy doing 30 minutes of ab work, okay, at the gym. Did you say that, Rich? Yes or no?
I don't recall saying those
Oh,
words.
you did say it, okay?
I'm not saying I didn't. I don't recall those.
Okay, and the key
That's a
to
little long-winded.
here's what Rich says is the key to recruiting is getting to know a lot of people who can give you referrals to good candidates in the future. And you do that by endless sourcing and then endless calling of those people that you turn up.
That is
What
true.
I would agree 100% with Rich that is one of the best, most successful tactics, and I still use it to this day. And I'm actually making a placement right now as a direct result of a referral who a one and done perfect candidate. They love them. And that's the best way. It's pure validation.
Yep.
And it's the same thing true with people with networking. When they network, there's so many people that have no clue how to network that they just say, oh, hi, I'm Bob. They don't take the time to get to know people and invest in people. And then people don't know them, so they can't be champions for them. So or they can't promote them or recommend them because they don't know how to help them.
Yeah. Stop blabbing. Did you get the name? Did you get the name of that referral on your first call to someone you didn't know? Yes or no?
I got it. Yeah, I got it from somebody that I didn't know. Correct.
On the first call.
Yeah, not the first call, but through my reaching out to candidates that were qualified for the role. Yes.
Okay, so you okay. Oh, okay. So you had somebody you call. you'd spoken to that person before, and he or she
No,
remembered you.
This was a new person that I didn't know, that I hadn't spoken out with, that I reached out to because of a specific job we have, and because of that direct.
And how
person-
did you get that person to release information? Because
they weren't
they always
available.
say, no, I don't know anybody. That's
Because-
the knee-jerk reaction.
Well, maybe that's what you get. I don't get that. I ask them all the time. Hey, if you're not available, thanks for letting me know. I'll check in with you at a future date. But do you know anybody? And they gave me this person's name.
Yeah, you
Let's
say,
do a vote.
who do you? Yeah, you ask like, hey, who do you? If not you, who do you think we can help?
Exactly.
You said the reflex action from anybody whenever you ask for something is to say no, and I believe you're right.
It is
Are
the
you-
reflex action, but it's how you ask the question, and then you ask the follow-up question.
Go ahead, teach me.
Well, that's what we just did. But when you're talking to these people, everyone's first reaction is no, and then you're like, I understand. Hey, well, listen, if not for you, who do you think would be great for this? If you were hired for this role, who would you call? Or do you got any buddies you think that may be interested or could point us in the right direction?
Yeah.
So you guys are saying we've got 2 people out of 4 right now. Okay. Well, actually, I voted as well. But you guys are saying that your initial contact with somebody has a pretty good rate of delivering a referral. That's what Rich.
It's not every time, but I mean,
No, I said a good rate. I didn't say every time. David,
Well, Animal, what's a good rate?
there you go.
Yeah, it's the key is consistency. If you're consistent and you're a master of your crafts, and hey, you're generally trying to help these people. If they're not interested right now, you're not slamming it down their throat.
And-
They
and
know
Animal-
the people that they want to help too.
You wanna increase that? Ask them they've already told you no. You're not sure if they're gonna give you a reference. Ask them, Rich, is there anything I can do for you? What can I do for you today to help you solve a problem, point you in a direction? You're doing
what the
well.
hell can I help them? Oh, who am I, God?
Animal. Okay, we're gonna do the animal thing. Animal, what are you talking about? When was the last time you did a search and had to get referrals? Okay.
Yeah, you know
The
what?
way it
I
works,
find people
Animal,
get scared. Just like what
don't-
Rich said, they say no. That's the first thing. I don't know anybody. Okay.
gotta
You don't. Whoa! Am I asking you to know a person, Animal? No. I'm saying, Rich, how can I help you? And true story, Rich, dude, you sound like something's going on. But is there anything I can help you, point you in a direction? Yeah, my wife has this condition. We just got this diagnosis. And coincidentally, I knew a family member that had it. I said, you're in LA, go check this out. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks. Is he going to do it? I don't know. But you had empathy. You connected.
It's not just about you. It's the point.
Oh,
Yeah.
these guys will say anything just to disagree with me. Tommy, are you awake? I can't see your picture. I see your picture,
His
not
picture
your
looks
face.
like from Will Ferrell and Step Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe he's not here yet. Okay. I just can't believe you guys said that. Okay. Rich, where did you come up with that thing that recruiting's like
What's up,
doing
guys?
ab work? An old guy doing.
I don't remember ever seeing that one. To be honest.
Okay. Tom, we saw you for a second there. You ready to answer a question?
When did that come out? I didn't see that one.
Okay. Tom, are you ready to answer a question?
Absolutely.
Get in the frame. Come on, lift your head up a bit in
Oh,
that
I'm
camera.
fine.
These guys are amateurs, okay? Okay. Look. Okay. What's your rate of the first time you're doing sourcing for a search? The first time you
You're doing your
contact
job.
somebody,
Tom, you're doing your job. Right.
yeah, and you get a good referral on the. You say the guy says or the woman says, "I'm not interested," and you say, "Do you know anybody?" And how likely are you to get?
Not at a bar. There you go. You got to be careful.
So I pitched somebody and said, I'm not interested. I didn't call you because I thought you were interested. I called you because I have an opportunity that's better than the one you have. If you were interested, you called me first.
There you
And
go.
at least for my call, it's because I have this opportunity and I'm going to use objection, overcome, rebuttal, overcome. Then finally, if they say they're not interested and I can't turn them, then I might say, okay, well, based on your profile, I saw that you worked at XYZ and PDQ. Can you recommend anybody for there? And I don't want you to think about someone who's looking for a job. Tell me who's as good as you or almost as good as you that might be worth a call from me.
And what's your rate of success? David M. Marr came on bragging. Okay, he's making a placement by asking just that question. First contact.
I mean, I don't really track that.
Look, they don't.
I don't-
yeah.
I don't track
yeah.
it. I don't know what to dude. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, that's the thing. It's not like
I don't care about it.
Yeah, it's not like it's every single call it's going to work. Nothing works every time.
Yeah,
But is it
it works
10% of the time? 20%
occasionally.
of the time? Maybe.
And I say stuff
maybe
like,
later.
if I get a message back, I'll say, hey, by the way, we pay $1,000 finder's fee. If you send me a guy and he gets hired by Aries Manufacturing, I'll pay you $1,000.
What happens if two people give you the same person and he
I'll
or
say
she
already-
gets placed?
I say, hey, I appreciate it, but I already know that guy. Steve John, Rich Rosen gave me.
Well, yeah, how can they trust you? Okay, you got the name. Now you're.
If I
they
assume
can't
it, if I
trust
immediately say it, and if they say, yeah, I do know a guy, he works at PDQ, I go, oh, are you talking about Alan Fuhr? Oh, yeah. Rich Rosen already gave me his name. I appreciate it, though. Do you know anybody else? Like, this is a conversation, right? You're having a fucking conversation with the person, right? And you're not like, you're thinking everything is like regimented. Do you know anyone? Do you know anyone else? Well, you used to work at Syntax. Do you know any at Syntax? Okay. Oh, I already got that person's name. Thank you. Like, no, that's not the fucking conversation, bro. It's like what we're talking about here.
this stuff you're doing with OpenClaw. Okay, how important is that for the average headhunter if they don't develop that level of expertise by the end of the year?
I don't know if I can answer that question other than to tell you, it's finding people that I did not find on my own twice that I'm very good chance I'm going to place both of them. Right? So
Okay, well, hold on a second. You were saying the same thing with deep research
it's amazing.
and Manus.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Okay, well, which is best then? Deep research,
Manus is too expensive. Manus is too expensive. The research is relatively the same because you're giving it where to search and what to do, right? So I'm saying to it, search these 50 companies, search this directory, then search this directory, then do an X-ray search, then look at right?
Let me interrupt you. Let me interrupt you. Okay, hold on. The thing is, though, Manus is very easy to use, and OpenClaw is not easy to set up and get used to. Okay, there's a huge difference there, right? The average person is better off spending money on Manus than trying to figure out how to be an OpenClaw expert.
Oh, yes, Manus is easier. But at the end of the day, they're an agent that you're building. You're telling it what to do. Every single thing I've done, I've told it specifically, use this API key for my enrichment, then use this API key for my enrichment as we build the enrichment tool. When I'm telling it to do the job finder, search these places for jobs, these companies for jobs, these websites.
But you're never going back to deep research on Typing Mind, right?
Not for that stuff. No, not at all.
Because it sounds like Typing Mind, which you promoted, honestly, is no longer relevant for you.
So that deep research is no longer relevant, but I still did every day just for simple stuff like, hey, like for example, when I was building out one of the tools in OpenClaw, I found a list of all the erectors in an industry that I worked. I took the entire, which had like all this like stuff in it, dropped it into Typing Mind into one of the API keys for like for OpenAI or Claude or whatever, and said, hey, take this information. I only want the company names, remove the LLC and the Inc., and put it in the Boolean format of OR. And boom, it did that for me. Then I dropped it a tool that said, when you do the job scan search these companies for jobs. Actually, no, that was for a candidate search. When you're doing this candidate search for project managers, estimators, and superintendents, use these companies as part of the search. So now when it does a Boolean search, it does, superintendent and in parentheses or any of these companies.
So, Todd, how much does it cost you to run Clawbot?
So Claude is 20. You have to get the Anthropic subscription, so you're not burning through. So $20 a month for the Anthropic Claude, which you have. Open up, go to your Mac right now. Open up Terminal and install Claude code. That will never screw your computer up, and it'll be the best assistant to start out to help you do stuff. And if you don't go to OpenClaw, now OpenClaw is the other one, right? OpenClaw. What you're going to do, want to do OpenClaw, right? Everybody's going to tell you not to install it on your own computer, go buy another Mac or do a virtual private server. The VPSs, everything I've read about it, there's some security issues and it's a lot harder to set up. That's why I said in the meeting, I'm not even going to attempt to talk about VPSs, right? But the idea that I'm looking at is I'm giving it access to all my files, except for my financial stuff, right? And so it can build stuff for me and use resumes. It can use rebuttals, all the stuff that I fucking have in my files, right? And that's where OpenClaw is. So the cost of OpenClaw is whatever API key you're using. So right now I'm using Kimi 2.5, which is equal to Claude 4.6, almost like 95% for all the dinking stuff. And then I have backup keys from Gemini and OpenAI for the mundane stuff, like the Intel morning briefing, meeting Intel, stuff like that, right? So that way my costs aren't going to be that high. Now, and the reason I did it that way is because even though Kimmy's free right now, I get 6 months free with Kimmy, and it's as good as Claude. Once that's up, if I can't read up that, I'm going to have to use Claude for the deep thinking, and I don't want to use Claude for everything because it'll cost me $1 million.
When you go to Rich teaches a class tomorrow morning, 8:45. If you're interested in joining his class, it costs money, but it's a reasonable fee. Okay, and you can contact him, Rich at cornerstonesearch.com. How deep do you guys get into the weeds with AI? Are your students asking you tons of questions about AI, like I'm asking now?
Yeah, people want to, people are getting more and more. They're just starting to ask about, ClaudeBot and OpenClaw and stuff like that. So Trish is pretty deep into AI. She's not a believer in the agentic stuff yet because she thinks it's still, overly secure. Too much security risk still.
I would tell you right now, if you don't have coding experience, you need to have Claude Code. Claude Code does everything for me. It builds everything for me in OpenClaw. It answers questions. I will take a skill. I found an MCP server in GitHub for Loxo that was better than the one that I built. I copied the entire GitHub text, dropped it into Claude Code, and said, I do not want you to build this. I want you to evaluate it and tell me, is this better than the MCP server we have, and should we install it? And then 5 minutes later, it came back and goes, yes, this is better, and here are the reasons why it's better and what it does. And I said, okay, great, let's install it. And it installed the entire fucking thing for me. I'm telling you, Manus is not as good as OpenClaw and Claude Code get better. It's just not. It's good, but it's not as good. And once you build it out properly, OpenClaw and Claude Code can do so much more than Manus will ever do. Now, that may change down the road since Meta bought them and will probably invest a gazillion fucking dollars in them. But as of right now, I'm having much better success with OpenClaw. And every time I need to fix something in Claw, it's free. Every time I need to fix something in Manus, it's fucking credits.
But also, everybody's saying with OpenClaw, be careful.
Yes.
There's a caution. You better know what the hell you're doing.
Correct.
Because you could be exposing yourself, and there's a big risk.
I have
So,
security protocol in place. So anytime anything ever looks weird on my computer, someone tries to get into my system, if my API key starts being overused, and it's all of a sudden,
it's the OpenClaw that you got to be careful of going into your system.
Yeah, so I have a lot of protocols set in place for that. But at the end of the day, I don't have an open Wi-Fi network, right? And I'm hardwired. I'm not using Wi-Fi. For get into my system would be, they'd have to find me, and then if they want to find my ass, well, that's my own fault, right? But I don't download any weird stuff. I never open emails to people I don't know. I don't do anything to it. I've never had a virus ever on my computer. I've never had spyware. I've never had malware.
Are you
guess
are you running it on a workstation or a laptop?
My Mac Studio, which is
a laptop or a workstation?
It's a workstation.
It's a little box.
It's like a giant Mac Mini. It's like 3 Mac Minis.
Like a
stacked
PC,
together.
right?
Yeah, like a PC, but it's a Mac. Yeah.
So I just mentioned that with OpenClaw just because if someone's a rookie at doing all this stuff and thinks they could go from A to Z, just be freaking careful.
You have to. That's why I ask it every single time. What do you think about this skill? What do you think about this? Will this make me money? Will this cost me money? I ask Claude Code every single time before I do anything at OpenClaw. If it makes sense, are there security vulnerabilities or anything like that? I use Claude Code as my virtual IT guy.
Okay, I want to ask Tom a question before I forget because I wanted to ask him before.
I got a
David
meeting
MR.
in 10 minutes, guys. So go ahead.
Well, 10 minutes is fine. I didn't expect everybody to stay after 1. Okay, but David MR said if you learn this stuff, just even Claude Code, not even OpenClaw, I understood, if I understand him correctly, you'll be 10 times better by the end of the year. So now my question for Tom was going to be a half an hour ago. How much better is Tom Pistachio Elascio going to be in December 2026 than he was in December 2025? That's a fair question, isn't it?
I hope better. I hope more productive.
How much? Are you going to be 10 times better?
No, not 10 times. If I can let's see, my big, I bill between 375 and 500 every year. If I bill 600 or 700, well worth it this year. Well,
And
fucking,
you think
I
this will
bill an
do it
extra
for you?
100.
You think this will do it for you?
It's finding every single time I turn around, it finds me people that I did not find. Like, for example, I didn't get a chance to assist that Barrage search I'm doing. It found me a candidate who had a weird title. It's just supervisor, but he's a rock star for the position. He lives like 20 minutes from the plant. He's got the background we're looking for. He's bilingual. And when I messaged him, he's like, hell yeah, I'm definitely interested. Let's talk. I never in a million years would have found that guy. And also, like I used to always say, well, yeah, I'm going to miss people, but my sourcing skills are good enough that I always find good candidates, which is true. I did find good candidates, but here's a great candidate that I missed. So every tool that can help you with this, as long as it's not a shiny object, it's taken away from all the other stuff I'm doing. And that's why I went to 2 last night. I was up at 8 this morning because I'm doing that nonstop, thinking about it, nonstop doing the stuff and not letting it take away from also the work that I have to do. Guys, I got to go, guys.
You got to go?
Sorry.
Okay, we'll all go. Hey, this
Always a
is
pleasure.
going to be very interesting, Tommy. Thank you very much.
Anything you
Dave,
need, here where I am.
Mr. IT Education, thank you very much. And Ernie, thanks for being patient.